Good morning, everybody. I am back, and today I am bringing you something pretty cool. At least I think it's cool, and I think once you see it all, you'll think it's cool too. So, what we're gonna make today is a trifold tag design, and it's off a pattern, and it was designed by Tuesday Moriarty. And I will put in the description box her original video to it. And then I'll also put a link to her shop so you can go get this pattern too. So basically she includes a suggested materials list, and then the pattern to make what we're gonna make now, which is, let me show you one of my finished ones, this cool little thing. So it opens like so. And then it folds out like this and has a cute little notepad and some tags here. Oh. Tags here and here. And then you flip it over and it's got cute little pocket tags here. And then it's got a slotted pocket here. And I left mine open so that you could, and I'm not sure if Tuesday did this or not, but you could also slip another tag up in there. I just haven't for this one. So yep, then you slip those back in there, and then you've got this really cute, oh, that's why it goes in the back. Okay. And then you've got this really cute policy envelope here with a tag in here. And then it just winds back up like this. And then I've, the papers I'll be using today came from Nikki Adigan's kit, Rustic Lovely. And then it just goes back together here. And I think Tuesday added some charms to the bottom, and I'll just have to see if I can find some cute charms. I don't really have that many, but maybe we'll find something that'll look cute down there. Okay, so what I needed to do is, in Tuesday's video on these pockets, she just like glued some of them down and then was able to see through for the crease lines here. Okay. I didn't do that. What I did, because it's me, is I went ahead and I printed this out several times, and that's the beauty of this. If you print it out several times, then you can just use your pattern pieces and glue them to your paper, cut around them, and then score it, and it works beautifully. I've done it both ways just to see which one I liked. But what I did is I took my chipboard or recycled cardboard, like packaging, and I made these because I've made several of these just to make sure I got it down for video purposes. So yeah, that's what I did, is I just made mine all out of chipboard like that. And then here's like the extra pieces that I used for tracing. Oh, well, hello, kitty cat. So yeah, these were like the originals that I used to make these chipboard, and I'm gonna keep all of these, obviously, because it's obviously a cute pattern, and then I have it forever and ever and ever, and I don't have to worry about the corners bending. So that's why I did what I did. So if you plan to use this over and over, you might want to consider putting it on chipboard. Okay, so the first step is you cut out all your pieces, and I used a pizza box, like a frozen pizza box, for most of my bases, or a cereal box. And then on her suggested material list, she put in there the pattern, obviously, cereal or medium chipboard, 26 by 3/4 of an inch fabric strips. So we've got some of that. 2 sheets of 12 by 12 paper pad, same paper pad of same pattern or color to use as background. 1 sheet of 12 by 12 double-sided paper paper pad to be used for all the pockets and tucks, 1 sheet of coffee dyed paper. Oh, I didn't bring that, so we'll have to grab that. 1 sheet of cardstock, 3 1/2-inch brads, 5-inch round punch, which I don't have, and we'll go through that in a minute. Approximately 28 inches of bookbinding thread or embroidery thread, art glitter glue and or tacky glue, or any PVA glue will work. Some beads or small buttons for the closures. Oh, to put on the end of the closure. Remember I was telling you where that little charm was? Okay. And then vintage photo or any kind of distress ink that you would like, and some flowers that lay pretty flat, or photos of flowers, and that's what she used. Okay. So, but like I said, in her Etsy shop, it's a digital download, so you can go find that. All right, so back to this. So I cut out my tags there, and then I backed them with a plain colored cardstock, okay? And I've left this one pretty unfolded because I wanted to show you some of the ways that I use them. So this is the left-sided pocket here. So what I do, instead of using my scoreboard, I do have one, but sometimes working with these little things, it's not that easy. So what I do is I have to use something to get it off the glass mat. And then I take my score tool, and then I just use the edge of my ruler to make the score, bringing it up. And then you can bring it over here and do the same thing here. And when I tell you what the dog is barking about outside, you guys are gonna laugh. Okay, so we were only supposed to get like 1 to 2 inches of snow. Yeah, we got like a foot. And that's just like the stuff that stayed. That wasn't the stuff that has already melted. So now it's falling off the roof of the greenhouse on one side, and because the other side fell on Gracie's head yesterday. It was pretty funny. I'm such a bad mom. I laughed, I won't lie. So yeah, he's barking at it like falling off because, you know, that's my dog. Okay, so then what I do is I just fold that down, give it a real good press, and if the corners are meeting, like, then I just trim off a little bit here because we don't want them to meet for the bulk purpose, right? So like that, see, they don't touch anymore. Okay, then what you would do is do your inking if you want, and then you would lay it about 1/4 of an inch away from the edges on all the sides. Just kind of line it out like that, okay? Oh, that's gonna be pretty, isn't it? Look at those colors. Okay, so this one I'm going to go ahead and set aside because I wanted to show you those techniques and what you can do instead of having like a scoreboard, or do instead even if you have a scoreboard. All right, so then let's move over to this one. This one's pretty much ready for gluing. I've already inked it. I've already got most of the things set on it. Okay, so let's start gluing our pockets. And this is where Tuesday started, and I found that it was a very, very, very good starting point. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to glue the left side, right? Left, and then a right. And you're just going to catch that tab, put your glue there. Oh, you know what oh, maybe I did do it. I was thinking, oh gosh, I didn't even, ink around the edge. Sorry, I have been doing that lately where I'm just not finishing my thoughts. Or I shouldn't say just now doing it, because I hear that a lot from my family, that I don't finish my thought. I don't think I did. No, I didn't ink around those. What was I thinking? So I'm gonna just do that really quick. Sorry, guys. I thought that I had, but you know, you think you're all prepared and you realize in the video that you, in fact, are not. Okay, so that's one side. Let's do the other here. And I guess there'll be like one variation from Tuesdays over here. Oh, I'm sure there'll be several, but one difference that I'm going to do to than what she did. Oh, well, I'm kind of making a mess of this one on the video. Sorry, guys. Best laid plans, right? So I had planned to film this and release it yesterday, but it seems I have a Thursday block. Like the last 3 or 4 weeks, I have not had a video on Thursday, and some of them, like I seem to have stopped the Friday block. But yeah, I am officially done in the tax office this year, so yeah. All right, so then let's work on the middle panel. And that is the notepad section here. And I've already got this little guy all set. Now, here's one of my variations. Tuesday, put shims in there. But with mine, and I don't know if it's, I'm trying it this way this time because I'm not sure if maybe I put too many. But in this one, my paper pad is like slipping everywhere, and I feel like it's not as secure as it should be. So I'm going to try one without the shim and see what happens. We'll just see what happens. It might end up being too tight. I'm not sure. So then we just put this in here. And this is where I'm going to have to get up for just a second and go get my paper, because like a goober, I did not grab one, and I'm going to have to cut it too. Let's see, we're using greens. So, you know what, I think I'll just use another sheet of Lori's paper, which I've been kind of hoarding because I only have like 2 or 3 sheets of it left. So I found for mine, cutting the paper at 2 1/4 is about the right width for those little booklets. And then from there, it's pretty easy. And I only put 3 in each one, and I cut it long ways. Okay, so like I said, I cut it long ways, and I put in there 2 1/4, and then it seems to line up pretty well. And then I just fold it in half, and then I'm going to have to trim down the edges. I'm going to staple that. Okay, then I'm going to have to get out my little mini trimmer and trim off. It's about 1/2 inch. Or close. Oh, there we go. Okay. So then what you're going to do is, the way it bends, you're going to take this top flap part that's like 1/2 inch wide, and you're going to glue it to the bottom piece there. Now, Don't do what I did. Do it exactly how I'm doing it now. Take your glue and line this right here. And then take this, bring it all the way up to the second score line, and fold it over like so. Oh, gotta make sure you are even though. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then push it over. So it should, when it's together, look like this, okay? See, this back part is not glued to here, okay? That is because you're gonna slip this in here like this, and you want it to set and seat down here, like all the way down, okay? If you had glued that back piece, then it's gonna sit up like that. So see, and see when it's seated all the way down, it sits flush, okay? Okay, now let's, we've got to put on our first set of fabric here. And I'm going to cap my glue off really quick, because we all know how much my glue likes to clog because I forget to put this stuff on. Okay, for this one I'm using Fabri-Tac, and I'm not sure if these are the same width or not, so, and they are not. I might have to go ahead and tear another one because that one's like 1.5 inches wider, and that's not what we want. All right, and then what I have been doing is just cutting, I'll measure it out here from the top, what did she call that, like hip or whatever, or neck of the tag, right? Well, I guess this would be the neck, maybe that's the hip, or shoulder. Maybe she called it a shoulder. I mean, ultimately, I don't think it matters, but. Okay, so you're gonna need 4 of these. So I just cut them all 4 the same length, right out of the get-go. Yeah, this stuff is pretty stringy. So I hope everybody is well. I think we might be nearing the end of the lockdowns, at least here. I think they said May, I mean, it's obviously still a couple of weeks away, but I think they said May 3rd is when our state's gonna reopen. At least that was like the last thing I heard anyways. All right, so now that we got that done, let's put it on. And as a rule of thumb, I only put my glue probably 1/4 inch in because I can always add it. I just can't take it away, right? So I put a little glue there. And I usually like pinch my fabric to what's in the middle. So I have a jumping off place there. Okay, smooth that down. Okay, now what I do, what's easiest for me, is I'm going to turn that, and I know I want it on this side, so I'm going to go ahead and put my 1/4 inch of glue on this side. And then it lets me get in here and putting a little bit of a gap in there, then I can lay this down. It laid down, and then I can flip it over and really smooth it down. Okay, let's do this other side. Same as we did the other one. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pinch in the middle, just to give me an idea of what middle on the fabric is. I guess I should say too, this is part of a challenge for a group on Facebook too, Junk Journal Ideas. And I really, honestly, guys, I wish I could tell you how to find that group. All I can say is put in Junk Journal Ideas into your search engine. I'm kind of a goober when it comes to linking. If most of you that have been with me for a while know that. Like, I'll think I'll have an Etsy shop listed right, and it's not. Because then you can't open it. Yeah, I'm kind of a goober that way. Okay, so then again, I'm just going to set there. Kind of lining it out. And then I'll push it down. There we go. Check that out. Okay, and then, let's see, did I not do tags for this one? Oh, yes, I did. I just hadn't put them all together like I did the other one. Okay, so these tags I'm going to have to ink because apparently I didn't do that yesterday. And I think I said, but these, this kit is Nikki's Rustic Florals. So rest assured, if you don't have scrapbook paper that has florals, like I have like some paper pads left, but they don't really have any solid florals. If that makes any sense. Probably not. But yeah, they don't have like this type of background anymore because I've used them all. So then by the time I would have cut it down, you wouldn't have even been able to tell that it was oh, and the trash guy's here. All right, I got to go pause it because the puppy's out and I don't want her going near the pickup or the semi. So hold on, I'll be right back. All right, crisis averted. All right, sorry about that, guys. Oh, and I still forgot to ink that middle one. Oh my gosh. You'd swear it's Monday, wouldn't you? Oh well, you know what? Turns out this time I can ink after I've already glued because, you know, the only parts that are showing and all that. But I am going to turn it over and ink this one. Oh my goodness. There we go. All right, now we're ready, right? Yep, now we're ready. Okay, so we have the front done for now. And I think Tuesday did a couple other things ahead of time, but I'm not going to do that. We're just going to look here, or build here. Okay, so over on this side is the little tiny pockets, these little guys. Okay, so for me, this was the toughest part, and you'll see why in a second. Not that you'll have the same issues I had, but... Okay, so I'm going to glue my flaps. Okay, now you want to go about 1/4 of an inch or so from the bottom, or 1/2 inch, something like that. Now my toughest part was making sure I was straight and that it looked straight to the eye. Okay, so here, here, and about here. All right, well, hopefully, maybe I got it the first time. Wouldn't that be amazing? Well, technically, it'd be like the 3rd time. Okay. Yep. All right, I'm going to go ahead and turn it this way so I can see it better. Yeah, eyeballing it. I mean, you can measure if you want. Yeah, I'm off a little bit. But I will say that's one of the best ones that I've done. Okay, so those 2 pockets are on. And then what I did is, since this is kind of a rustic floral type, is I just cut one of my pieces I had left, and I don't know if that one will be long enough. And then these little 2 mini tags is what goes in here. I just popped it over like this because it's about right in size, and then I just stapled that in there, so then it rests like that. It's a little crooked, but that's okay. I think that one's too small, so let's take some of this other piece and kind of cut it. You know what? I'm going to put on my birthday wish list because, you know, Paul and the kids always ask me what I want for my birthday. I think a tiny Thatcher is going to be on my birthday list this year. Birthday wish list. I've been going back and forth on whether I want a cinch machine or not. I think they're fun, but it's like, would I use it more than once or twice in its whole life? I don't know. Okay, so the next one is this slotted pocket. And I will show you another little pitfall if you're not overly precise on your cutting. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm trying to line up, like eyeball it from here to here, but also trying to line it up with the bottom of this. Okay, now instead of filling this pocket right this second, now I'm going to do this one here, and we're going to build it. And there's a reason behind it, because last time I did it and I tried to put this in here, right, it got too distracting and I didn't get my stuff lined up. So in that, the piece we're working at now in the pattern is the policy envelope, which are these 2 pieces here. Okay, so the dotted line is where you fold. So that's what I've done here. Okay, now you take these, which I have not poked any of my holes or anything in yet. And these, okay, so this is, and I told you I was going to get to that in just a second. Okay, so this is a 3/4 inch punch here. And this is the 5/8. So it's different size, obviously, right? But just to give you a visual, 5/8, 3/4. I tried to cut a bunch of 5/8 by hand because I don't have that punch, and it was just killing my hand. So I was like, yep, nope, we're doing 1/4 inch, and that's just how the way it's going to be. Now, what I did to find the center is I took my pattern piece and I kind of lined it out where I thought kind of roughly the middle was. And then I just used the already there hole. Sorry guys, I got to scoot it towards me. And then I just poked my hole like that. Okay, let me get my brads out. Oh, well, needless to say, now I have plenty of brads out. They're all over the table now. Okay, so then I popped it in there. I already have my hole punched there, so I just did that. And then you just put your brad down and in like so. There's a top piece to your flap, so then you got to do it again. Kind of eyeball where you think maybe the middle might be on this. Okay, gotta slide it again over the edge. Put my hole in. And then I don't remember if Tuesday did this, because I watched the video like 4 times, and you would think that I would have memorized that, but I didn't. Okay, so I don't want my tag to catch up on this, because I myself have issues with that a lot. So let me get a little scrap piece of paper here. Doesn't matter the color. I put one of these on the back of it, and then I cover up the brad for the back there. And I just realized I have ink all over my hands. Okay. All right, so now what we're going to do is we don't want this policy part envelope to come above this, and we don't want it to go below this, right, because we're lining it up. So I'm going to kind of line up the bottom piece. The other thing you want to avoid is having these too close together. So then what I do is bring it up almost to that bridge. Like so. Kind of line it out. Okay, once I have it set, what I'm going to do is pop that open, and before I move it, I'm going to take hold that part up there, and I'm going to put a bead of glue on this side right here, okay? And then I'm going to push that down, okay? Now I'm going to lift it up, really smush it down in there, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. Like so. Okay, so now we have the basics of the pocket. So now what we can do is turn it over. Go down here, 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 and then we do want to do the top on this one. Okay, now I'm going to line up my bottom again, side to side. In theory, it should all line up now. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so let's go back to this middle section really quick here. Okay, and apparently I didn't ink that either. Okay, we got to put glue, lid on glue. Okay, and the only thing I think in this that isn't Nikki's is the these big flowers here. These are Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodads. Oh, maybe I should put the glue on here instead of the other piece. Okay. Like I said, I always have sticky problems, huh? Okay, that's that pocket. Yeah, I don't know what I got hanging up there, but it should slide down a little bit further than that. All right, I'll have to work on that a little bit later here. Or shorten my tags, that would work too. Kind of wishing I'd used a little bit brighter flowers, but I think I like it still. Okay, so then this last tag goes here. Okay, that one slides there. And now let's put our closures on. And I'm using, it's like hemp string, not wax coated. I just gotta find the end. Take the little fuzzy bit off. Okay. Wind it up in there and kind of get it tight. Okay. Oh, I was going to show you the other thing with that pocket, huh? Now I can't remember what it was though. Oh, no, yeah, now I remember. Okay. Cut that off. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and trim the end of my tags off so they sit down there a little bit more. There we go. That's better. Okay, so then we're going to flip this out this way, back to the front to make the closure. Now, on the pattern itself, it already has a little place for you to put it. So I brought mine, since I'm using a 3/4 inch punch. Oh, I'm not going to be able to do that, huh? Okay, well... yeah, I can still do it. I just got to remove my tag. Okay, sorry. Thinking out loud. Okay, so I'm going to put my pattern back on here to find the middle. Oh, and I forgot we have to glue our thing. Boy, I'm kind of going out of order. Okay, so I'm going to put mine right here. So I'm just going to punch a hole all the way to the back. I'm going to make sure my pocket's not in the way. Okay. Like so. I got to do this one again. Not again, first, right? I got to do my third one here. And I'll show you the thing that the problem I ran into, not with the pattern, but with my cutting. Okay. In just a second, we'll do that. Okay, then you stick your brad in, and you stick it in this side. You just put it down like that. Okay, I feel like I'm jumping around, and I am. So, okay, so let's go back really quick and do this. I think sometimes that's how I craft. Okay, I gotta remove those. If not, we'll end up gluing them, I bet. So let's glue our fabric on this side. Little did you know it would be a tutorial on how not to put Tuesday's pockets together, huh? And since we already have it lined out, I can do this side at the same time. I can use the other sides because I can see it. I can just line it out that way. Voila. Okay. That is done. We'll stick these back in their little pocket. Okay. We'll flip this back over and put our string here. Okay, then I wrapped mine, and I think Tuesday did too, wrapped hers around 3 times. Well, maybe you shouldn't do that. Oh my gosh, how funny is that? Yeah, don't do that. Don't pull your project apart. Apparently I should have waited for it to dry a little bit longer before I went all like ham on it. Oh, and of course the dogs have to see what Mom's laughing about now, so you're probably going to hear a... No, no, he's just in the hall. Guarding me. Okay. How about we let that dry for a minute, and then we will, I will show you that pocket thing that I kept running into because my cutting was off. But yeah, let me get the slotted pocket from the other one out. And ouch! Oh, I just poked myself with the glue. That would not be good to bleed everywhere, so we'll have to see. I'm gonna have to pause the video and go take care of that because we don't want to bleed on other people's stuff, right? Slotted pocket, where are you? Nope, I think it'll be fine. Okay, set that aside for a second. Okay, so here's the problem I was running into because, again, of my cutting. Now, you probably won't run into this problem if you use the pattern and glue it down like Tuesday did. But since I didn't do that, here's one of the things that was catching me up. Besides the flower on my hand. Oops. And I bet you money that it won't happen this time. Okay. And it also could have been my scoring too. I'm just gonna show you what I mean so that you can avoid it, because it does look kind of bodgy. Okay, so you probably cannot see that, but right here you can see the background. Okay, not so much on this side, right? Because I cut it right on this side. This side I did not. It's too much. So take it from a person who's made like 5 of these to try to make it right. Again, it's not because of Tuesday's instructions. It's because I was not doing what I should have been. You just trim it down. Easy peasy. See? Yep. Okay. So now that I did that, let's see what this one looks like now. Okay. It all feels dry. Okay, so let's do this, this, and this. Okay. Okay, then I don't cut mine yet. I wait to see how much I want. And and then you have to detangle your mess because you were lazy and didn't wind it up. Yeah, okay. I'm glad to know I'm not the only crafter that does that. All right, so we're just gonna hope it'll do 3. 1, 2, and it won't. Dang it. All right, well, let's see. We're gonna have to do a little bit more finagling. Oh, welcome to this episode of Bumbling Crafter. Okay, maybe that'll be enough. Yeah, we're gonna call it good. With just a little bit more to wrap around. Okay, so yeah, what originally happened to this is, you know, cats and, not that they played with this, but they got into the bin. So I just hurried and scooped it all up and put it up. But in my scooping, obviously, didn't go so well, right? Okay. Now this one just won't be as long as the other one, which is fine because I'm going to cut that other one off anyways. Perfect. There we go. All right. Oh, and we don't have a tag in that one. Okay, how about we put our tag in? There. Now it looks finished. And you can obviously decorate up however you choose to. I will probably add butterflies, or maybe, I was actually thinking maybe Tim Holtz people. I think that might be a fun little thing. So where did our original go? There we go. So yeah. Yep. Same pattern, different colors, and it looks amazing. All right, cool. All right, thank you, Tuesday. This was a fun little project. And yeah, do some more because those are really fun. Okay. All right, bye guys.